Hello friends, Namaste. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to explain a new model introduced by Reserve Bank of India for the improvement and effective implementation of priority sector lending activity. Now let us look into that model. Dear friends, on November 5th, 2020, Reserve Bank of India designed a model for improvement in lending activity under priority sector, that is co-lending model. What is this co-lending model? Before going to discuss about co-lending model, we need to understand what is meant by a priority sector. Priority sector is nothing but it is a segment of some of the sectors. The growth in those sectors is very much important because it is an index of the growth of an economy of the country. That is housing, agriculture and allied activities and education, social infrastructure. Likewise, these are the more thrust of the priority sector. Then, what is the problem with the existing model of lending to priority sector? In the existing model of lending to priority sector, banks are solely concentrating on organized sector. There are two types of sectors in the country. One is organized sector and another one is unorganized sector. Organized sector is nothing but it is one specific people, they are having a specific salary structure, a defined salary structure in an organized manner. Whereas in an unorganized sector, they don't have a specific salary structure like auto wala, rickshaw wala, daily wage laborers, daily wage earners. These are all comes under the unorganized sector. Friends, you can easily understand that in the banks, as per our lending policies, we are going to lend to the people those who are having a salary or an IT returns or any specific proof of salary. Even though we are lending to unorganized sector people, but whatever the amount we lend to unorganized sector, that cannot satisfy the needs of those people. At this point, another parallel banking segment comes into picture, that is evolution of non-banking financial companies, NBFCs. What is the motto of NBFC? NBFC is also like similar to as banking segment. They are also doing lending activities, but their main priority is on unorganized sector because these are all not at all comes under the fold of banking segment. So those segments can be tapped by NBFCs. As per RBI's report, NBFC is having a deeper penetration into the rural areas of the country, whereas banks cannot. So, the services of NBFCs mostly cater towards unorganized sector, whereas banks, they cater their services mostly towards organized sector. Suppose if you take a housing loan from a scheduled commercial bank or any bank, then the rate of interest may be around in between 6 to 8%. Whereas in the case of NBFCs, if you take a housing loan from NBFC, their rate of interest must be greater than bank's rate of interest. Please check. What's the problem? The problem is nothing but here the cheaper funds are available for the banks, whereas NBFCs, they won't have any kind of funds. They again depending on the banks for the capital purpose, so that their cost of deposit is very high compared to the cost of deposit of the banks. That means cheaper availability of funds at the banks compared to the NBFCs. That's why banks are giving lesser rate of interest loans than NBFCs. But here banks are neglecting unorganized sector people. So to solve this solution, RBI came with a proposal and designed a model that is called co-lending model. What is this co-lending model? See, NBFCs are good in some parameters, banks are good in some parameters. If you combine these two parameters, then it will be beneficial to the public. That is the basic objective of co-lending model. What are the advantages or priorities of the NBFCs? NBFCs, they are having a deeper penetration into the rural areas, whereas banks cannot. And NBFC's recovery mechanism is also very good compared to the recovery mechanism of the banks. And what are the negatives of NBFCs? One is high cost funds, and second one is rate of interest is more. And moreover, NBFC is having a larger clientele expansion than the scheduled commercial banks or banks. Now coming to the banks. Banks are having cheaper funds, but banks don't have a rural penetration as compared to the NBFCs. Pick up the advantages from the NBFCs and also pick up the advantages from the banks and summation together, then the model was evolved, that is co-lending model. What is going to happen with this model? See, in this co-lending model, bank may enter into agreement with the registered NBFCs. Suppose if a person from unorganized sector may wish to avail housing loan of 10 lakhs from banking segment, then it is not possible for the bank to sanction the loan because he don't have any salary, specified salary, or he don't have any ITRs, everything. So he approached NBFC. Then at this moment, the registered NBFC along with the bank may jointly sanction loan to the particular person from the unorganized sector. Who is the responsible for KYC? The KYC, due diligence, everything is responsible by the NBFC. NBFC look after everything about the due diligence, and NBFC look after about the recovery management also. That is the beauty. If these two things are happen, what is the role of bank? Bank lend their portion of money to the borrower. Suppose if that same 10 lakhs may be sanctioned by NBFC alone without dependency of the bank, then the rate of interest may be around 12%. Let us assume. Suppose if the same person may fit into this co-lending model, then the bank may sanction around 5 lakhs, NBFC may sanction around 5 lakhs. The rate of interest on 5 lakhs from NBFC, let us assume it's 12%, and the rate of interest on 5 lakhs which will be sanctioned by the bank under housing loan segment, is almost around 6 to 7%. Let us assume 7%. Then the rate of interest, average rate of interest coming to 7 plus 12 divided by 2, 9.5%. See, that is the beauty of the co-lending model. That means here what happened? If the particular person may solely depending on NBFC for a housing loan, then the NBFC may charge 12%. Whereas if the particular person may wish to take housing loan from the co-lending model, then the average interest rate is around 9.5%. That means here from the customer's perspective, interest rate is reduced, and from the banker's perspective, new clientele expansion generated, and that too, that is a priority sector lending, so target will be achieved. And also NBFC's perspective, they can also directly lend to the unorganized sector. So this is the beauty of the co-lending model. Now banks are going to start co-lending model business under priority sector segment. Hope you understand better about the co-lending model. Thank you.